Yeah, I take the pictures, we don't air them, but we do give them. And sometimes, yeah, I guess it's to console. I mean, I think that they feel a sense of peace when they see this. I'm not sure. We spend a lot of time with them. It's been many, many times that, that I've spent with these people who've been through some of these tragedies. And the other thing I can tell you is I used to think that I was kind of like the camera was interfering with their lives and that I was being, you know, nosy and that it was improper to be filming these things. And now I realize, just like September 11th, that nobody would know what went on. Nobody would get the help that they get or the compassion from the community if I wasn't there filming these things. Many times I wondered how I could still continue to film, and many times if you look at my footage, I barely was able to film. And you know, there's things that you don't know how you're going to keep the camera going. It's a lot of training and hoping that you can keep it going. We were doing a drug burn for the Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue, well, the Nye County Sheriff's actually, and Ben Goley, you know him. He's a wonderful guy. So he's my buddy. But they were pouring some kerosene, I guess, or was it kerosene, on top of the marijuana and all the drugs and meth and everything. And Ben says, I can tell the story now since he didn't get fired for it. And I was filming, and I was about 10 feet away from the big, huge metal barrel. And you saw only part of this on TV, but you didn't get to see what happened after. It was really hilarious, actually. So they threw a flare on top, and it was really cold outside, and the kerosene didn't evaporate. And all of a sudden there was this huge explosion, and I was 10 feet away. And there was marijuana and meth and everything embedded into the ground for about 30 feet around the whole barrel. And then the fire truck caught fire, and I'm like, Ben! And then we all put on gloves, and for the next 2 hours, Jason, me, and Ben sat there picking up drugs forever and getting it out of the ground. And Ben's going, please don't tell the sheriff. And I'm like, oh my God. I could not hear for the rest of the day because of the concussion. And if you watch the barrel and you watch the video and you go screen by screen, you see the actual metal on the barrel come all the way out. And you can see the camera just drops to the ground, and I go, oh, and I say something hard. But that was one of my favorite ones, and then we got ourselves together after we cleaned up all the drugs and did the interview. So and that was one of my craziest ones. I can tell you that you never get over some of the interviews that you do. Some of the things that I've seen and heard, and my daughter has been reporting with me since she was 9 years old, and I would shield her from some of the bodies and things like that, but she's since become used to it. But you never get used to some of the screams from some of the mothers. There's a sound that a mom makes or a parent makes when they go through a tragedy and find their kid's body that you never can get over. And I can't even tell you how much respect I have for the paramedics and firefighters now at this point, because there's some things that I can't believe that they have to deal with on a daily basis. But one of the craziest interviewers, like Julie Ronnie, would probably be, like Ben Goley, but that never aired, would probably be with murder victim Chris Mundy's family when we were interviewing her. And halfway during the interview, because Chris Mundy was shot, halfway during the interview, this huge bang came out from right behind my head, and I thought it was a gunshot, and there was a hole in the wall. So I continued to interview like this, and my daughter was ducking too, and it was the brother of Chris Mundy who had stuck his hand through several layers of wall, and I believe broke his hand. And we just continued to keep doing the interview. And we're like, whatever, I don't know what that was about. And then me hiding behind a car tire during a shootout with the cops when I realized I was way too close to the shootout. And Selwyn telling me he wants to go home, so can I hurry up and get back? And the cops still listen to that, by the way, that DVD, and make fun of it all the time. Because I'm like, there's gunfire passing me by, and I can't come back to the state. You could hear and feel all of the gunfire. the drug dealers that rolled their vehicle on Turner was one of my favorite ones. They had rolled their vehicle, and this is where I learned never to go to an accident until the police arrive. Because they rolled their vehicle on Turner. We lived close to that area at the time, so I arrived on scene, and there was Sudafed and booze all over the ground. And the cops were on their way, and we arrived and we started filming, and they were not happy. And so when the cop arrived, the guy had already called his sister and was getting in a car, and so I said to the officer, "That's your driver right there getting in the car and leaving." So he pulled out his gun and pointed at the car, and then the guy's spinning his tires, and my daughter's in the crossfire on the other side of the car. And I'm like, "Get out of that crossfire!" And then she's running. And then the guys came out. And then they stopped and they arrested him and everything. And then the woman sat there and told me that I should shut off my camera or else and everything. And I don't back down very early, so then my daughter kept going, "Mom, Mom," and I'm like, "You should stop selling drugs and get a job." And the fire chief, Scott Lewis, thought that was hilarious. Laughing his head off. But yeah, I've been threatened many times, and like one of our wonderful judges by the same people right now who are coming after all of us. But many times in different situations and stuff like that where I've considered taking them behind the car and beating them. But usually I tell them, "You may not want me here now, but later you'll probably need my help, I hope." So one of the most memorable things was, of course, meeting President Clinton when he was here, and Obama, and Obama only wanted one interview, and I went up and turned on the camera, and Mark Waite decided it was his interview, so he was actually our interview guy for our station at that time, because he ran up and did that, but it was good. I think one of my most memorable things was former First Lady Rosalind Carter, when I went up to her, because my mother had a little peanut Jimmy Carter radio bank, radio. And we had Jack Carter sign it, and yeah, I don't know who else. Anyways, but yeah, so she had this little peanut thing, and she wanted her to sign it, and we were at the Nugget, and I walked up to the table, and I didn't realize that all those guys in suits were Secret Service, and so I'm walking up to her with the bank, and then I go, "Yeah, I wanted to," and then all these people stood up, and I'm like, "Oh crap!" And then I said, "I was just gonna have you sign my mom's bank," and so I walked away, and then all of a sudden, like I was walking down the back of the room, and this person tapped me on the shoulder and she goes, "Can you come out in the hallway?" And nobody's with her, and she goes, "Yeah, I love your little bank. Can I sign it?" And I'm like, "Thank you, thank you." And then she goes, "Don't tell anybody." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to tell all of the Rotarians, actually." Yeah, she is wonderful and lovely, and I talked to her for a while, and she left the Secret Service behind and figured out that the bank was not a bomb. And of course, Ann Romney, she was lovely. I have to make sure that I hit both sides, because I figured there was a couple of Democrats in there, and I don't want to get, maybe Julie Hargis would come after me. So Ann Romney was lovely, and I don't know if you guys went. She was at a house over here. I can't remember whose house it was. Goodhart's, yes, that's what it was. And they just moved in, yeah. And
no furniture.
And she did the interview. Yeah, there was no furniture.
No furniture.
That was good. It was pretty
for a good party house.
Many musicians and some people who are under the influence and who decided to do the interview with me and decided that I wouldn't be able to tell. I don't know. Another one would probably be Antoinette Bell, realizing that this woman I was talking to with her slit throat was actually the victim of that stabbing. And so she came up to me and started talking to me, and then I realized that all of her wounds, and realized who she was at the time, and that she was still under the influence.
What about Barbara Bell?
Barbara Bell calls Barbara Bell calls our station all the time. That's the weirdest one, because I went to go interview her about her daughter getting stabbed, and all she wanted to do was talk to me about her music. And I was like, "Yeah, but your daughter was just stabbed 25 times." And she's like, "Well, I'll do the interview if you'll take me on my music and do my music." And I'm like, "Okay." So we went in there, and then she went into her bathroom in her house, and we took pictures of the house because it was so interesting. And she sat there right in front of us and went to the bathroom, and we went, okay. And then the door was open, and then she did her song for us and why her pants were falling down. And we put it up on YouTube, so.
You did not.
Yes, I did. And Sord's right. We don't have it. We don't. That's a catchy song. That is a I don't care what you say. That is a catchy song. The bop stop.
Oh my gosh.
Your bop baby. That's a catchy song. I'm sorry. So we put it up on the web. We didn't connect it to KPVM, but the Nye County Sheriffs have recently found out that they love that song and that they want it to go viral. So I have a couple different versions of it that I'm going to put up independently. So there you go, Barbara. So yeah, she calls every day, and we also have some other people who call the station who think that we're celebrities, and we're not. We're just working people, and I beat that into everybody's head every day. That we just work hard, and that's what we do, and we all multitask, and we all do everything just like everybody else. And was there anything else you want me to discuss?
No.
Okay, there you go. I had all this heart-wrenching things, but I couldn't do it because I cried too much.
Well, I'm hoping that we can have you come back again.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe and update us in about 6 months. And
Oh,
you
really?
guys go on the Pahrump Valley Rotary Facebook. Deanna's on there already. That's what I'm sitting over there. It's not a great picture because I took her from over there, but we do that. And here is a picture.
Oh, thank you. Do you guys have any questions?
Our speaker.
Oh, and by the way, my sales guy over here has the t-shirts. He's not my sales guy, station sales guy. And find out about social media group, corporate videos. They're amazing. And KPVM advertising and commercials. And
Yeah, please stay by and talk to Deanna and thank her.
Thanks.
for being here. I have to say that she and Jason never, I can start clapping to see if he, no, we won't go there.
Oh yeah, every time we clap.
See, he'll start dancing. There's so many things that we have done, and we've had so many fun at different events and fundraisers.
Yes.
Like for the Broadheads
Yes,
that we were
that's-
involved with, and you guys were right there helping, and 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You know, you guys are so devoted to your jobs and our community, and I don't know how you do it, and you still look awesome. You know, you still answer your phone when Julie's going, Mom, I need you, you know. But everything that you've done for our community is done tastefully and respectfully, and we'd love to have you back maybe about 6 months and give us some more stories or something.
Yes.
If you would.
I'll write down some more.
Not
Not she. I'll stay away from the depressing.
And Jason's a good sport. He actually wrote a commercial for me from my company, and we destroyed his car.
Yeah, it was good.
After Deanna and I went behind the horse stalls and stole dirt from behind the rodeo arena, and then we dumped all of his car. It was a car wash commercial, and every time I see it, I still am laughing the whole time. And people come up to me and go, because I do that in the commercial, and I'm like that. I'm never going to live that down. So
We came home
Great work
completely
there.
covered in mud and dirt.
Dirt,
after
yes.
yeah, we were. The guy said, "Can we do another commercial? My face isn't looking so good."
Nobody knows how cold it was actually that morning that
It
we
was
decided to wet you guys
freezing.
down and throw mud on you.
Yeah.
So they make everything a lot of fun, and we appreciate their devotion. Again, if you knew a Rotarian that wasn't here tonight, please call and tell them, hey, I missed you, because we do want to get our numbers back up. Everybody's been kind of busy. Thank you to our visitors, and please stay and visit with some of us. I'm sorry we didn't get to talk to you more. It's been a crazy day. Our polio pig, we collected $10. I'd like to see maybe if we can double that next week. Everybody bring us some pennies and quarters. We'll take care of whatever you've got. Our 50-50 drawing is $25 to the winner. Good job. 24. It's going down. The recession is hitting the Rotary Club.